13 points from your last 6 games in the league, I think. Put the FA Cup in there as well, and obviously you played in the trophy as well. Things have turned around. How easy or difficult is it to maintain a run of form once you've found one?
A bit of both. I think it's difficult because you've got to keep, starting again. So you've succeeded, you've got what you've got, and then it's can you maintain it, can keep the run going, and how are you going to do that? You're going to do the same things and get the same results. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So it's just keep trying to influence people, to keep trying to do the right thing in the right moments in the games, put sessions on that obviously relevant to the opponent that you're playing against, and hopefully that you do get the same outcome. But it is difficult, but I think it's one that we're enjoying, the challenge as individuals and as a team.
Do you think you'll start to be looked at and perceived differently by oppositions, by people outside of the club? That result at Chesterfield, for example, will people start to take notice of what you're doing, do you think?
I think so, but at the same time, I'd like to just go under the radar, to be honest, and just carry on doing what we're doing, because since, obviously, the summer, when, we've brought the players that we brought in, and the change that we had in terms of the personnel and the players, and how they've adapted and how we've worked and how we've tried keep banging the drum as if we'll be all right because of what we see on the training grounds, and obviously the results going the way they were initially, and now they've gone a more positive way for us. Is that success comes whether that's in the points or getting through the cup like we have done, and then people do take notice. But to answer your question, I'd like to go under the radar, but you just don't, because the more you succeed and the more you're doing well, the more you climb the table, the more people do take notice of you. So then comes the pressure with that, and how you're going to deal with the pressure in terms of as a club, as a staff, and definitely as an individual and as a team.
Is it different then when you are favourites to win a game, fancied to win a game? You've obviously had that with Rushall in the FA Cup. You perhaps haven't had that in a league game yet. I don't think you've played a team that were below you until this weekend. Is there a shift in mentality when you are the favourite?
Well, we played Morecambe. I think they below us when we played them. So I think it was I went and emphasised how much that it was a battle, it was a war basically, that we had to get over the line because of the previous games, the way they went. So I think it is important that that we do the same again. And it is a challenge again tomorrow. It's a team that is below us. It's a team that have struggled like we've struggled. But then obviously you can see where if you keep trying to do the right things, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, possibly, has been for us up to now. But that's come with a load of hard work on the training grounds, and that's come with a load of information into the players, and that's come with a load of belief and desire and attitude, and to get that right on the pitch on a Saturday and a Tuesday, which the players have got. Is
it something that players have to adjust to, that not always being the underdog?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, obviously tomorrow's a different pressure. I mean, people would look at that as probably a free hit. You're going to Chesterfield. I don't look at that going anywhere, and it's a free hit, and you're not expected to do that. I just think personally, you set your team up to go and try and win the game. And if you're not going to win the game, then don't lose the game. And if you do win the game, great, and analyse how you won it. And if you lose the game, then you're not so happy about, but then analyse how you lost it and the positions or the moments that you lost the game. So, I think it's just all the bigger picture.
How important could this weekend be in the sense that I think you're 5 points from the bottom two, but you're 5 points from the top half of the table as well, so 3 either way there could make a big difference, I guess.
It does, and that's what you're playing for every week, the 3 points, and you win that game. If you do win that game, whatever game comes next and you win the game, then you move up the table, and then it's another challenge again, as you just said. Can you get it the next one and the next one? And the next one's always the toughest challenge, and the more you go up, I think the more hard and difficult it becomes, but at the same time, that's where you want to be. That's where you have to have your focus to say that's where we want to be. That's where you have to focus on the training ground and the focus to take it into matches to make sure that we are going that way.
What have you made of the Swindon situation? Changing manager already, of course, and finding themselves just above that dotted line at this point.
Well, that's a club that, are down there, so have an impact in coming to our place tomorrow and trying to take points off us. And it's up to us to stop that. But in terms of what they do and how they go about it, and from a tactical point of view and technical point of view, we'll be all over that. But in terms of the club itself, my focus is just Accrington Stanley and what we do.
With a new manager going in there, and with it being Ian Holloway and all the experience he's got, and of course some of the spotlight that comes with that as well because of his profile, do you expect there to be a knock-on effect of that? Do you expect there to be a response from them getting used to his methods?
There's always a response, isn't he, when a new manager goes in? So, you know, that's time will tell with that one. So we'll wait to see that. As I said, me big image is not looking at them. It's looking at them from a tactical point of view, how they play, how they've been playing, and potentially over these last 2 games, how they could play, how they could line up. So that's what we look at, that's what we've been looking at, and that's what we've been working on, and hopefully we put up, well, not hopefully, we will and have got to put a plan together.
Does that workflow change depending on who you're playing? Would you have made more note of how Chesterfield play to try and nullify them and find a way to beat them than a team at home where you are the favourite, where it is more about you, or is it always the same?
I think it's always about you as a team and what you're going to do and what plan you've got and what you know how to attack a team in and out of possession. When you're playing the top end teams, the ones you know that the good sides, if you like, the ones that are already up there, the ones who are tipped for automatic promotion and playoffs, then you know the reason they are is because they're good sides. So they've got good players, they've got good individual players. So you look, you know, more into the detail of that, of how you can stop them as individuals in the team. I think when a team have got a bit of indifferent form, similar to what we had early on the season, then there's always a worry in terms of how they're going to shape up, what personnel they're going to play, which individual, like, you know, young kid that's going to come in off the bench or even start. So you have to be wary of everything. So in terms of the approach, we'll approach it probably similar. You know, I've just said to the lads, you know, this morning that we're approaching this game as if we're playing Chesterfield again. So that's the outcome from us. We want the same outcome if we can. And it's going to be a tough game. We know the challenges ahead with that.
It's a couple of years since Accrington Stanley kept 3 clean sheets on the spin in all competitions. That's something you could achieve this weekend. How impressed have you been with the improvements defensively?
Massive. That's a big credit to all the lads. You know, everyone that's in the squad, everyone else that's trying to get in the squad, the younger lads that are learning from the side, that come up and train with us, you know, now and again. So, you know, you can see the improvements, and we knew it was going to happen. And it's credit to everyone for taking the information on board, everyone then for delivering on a training ground, and then obviously you've got to go and put it into practice on a match day, and they're getting the rewards now, which is brilliant.
It is international weekend, of course, but you plough on, you continue. You are without a few, though, aren't you? No Conor O'Brien due to international duty. What's the situation with Batty and Worley that we talked about after the game at the weekend?
Little niggles, Dan. So little niggles that we'll have a look at again, and then we'll see tomorrow. We'll go from there with it.
And Kelsey Mooney's not been involved for a little while. Judging by his social media, there's something gone on there medically.
He's had a little operation, just a tidy little thing up on his knee, which he'll be fine in a couple of weeks.
And have you shown as a group that you can cover for those absences? You know, we saw Ben Woods play at left wing back, for example. Are they, as a group of players, showing their versatility, and their willingness, I guess, to stick their hands up and give it a go?
But it has the versatility and the willingness, because as I said to Ben Woods when he asked him, can he play left wing back against Chesterfield? There was a bit of a, and I said, well, if there's any doubt, and he went, no, he jumped at it straight away, and he was outstanding. You know, couldn't ask for, you know, the way he is. He's aggressive, he's on the front foot, he likes getting on the ball, he's got a wonderful left foot, and he had a fantastic game last week. But that's not just Ben, that's everyone. And Ben's had to wait his time, by the way, wait his turn. He's took it. You know, he's took it in midfield and put good displays in midfield. Now he's playing at left wing back. That could change again tomorrow. We'll have a look at that. But we've got lads, and that's what the squad is for, to come in. And as you've just said, the versatility and the attitude's right. And not only that, coming behind them, we've got the younger lads. You know, when we played Everton the other week, and when we finished with 9 young lads out the 11, which is fantastic for, you know, the work that Lee Camp and Luke's doing.